Jalen Phillips, by the way, I have something for you.
Okay.
Take this however you want to take it. He leads the Dolphins this year with 27 total pressures, 8 more than next closest. In the last 4 games, Phillips has generated 18 pressures on just 80 pass rushes. Good for a league high 22.5% pressure rate, minimum 50 pass rushes. Wow.
All right, dude, let's go.
Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sistad, Brad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 78. Sistad, thank you for braving through this. A little bit of a
You're
cold.
welcome. Yes.
Yeah, it was worth saying because everyone's going to hear it. So you may as well let's just come out and acknowledge, yes, you have a cold.
Yes, we're not going to hide from it. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a cold. It's all good. I'm a little more tired because we changed the clocks back yesterday. But other than that, it's all good.
So we're going to talk about the Eagles. Aggressive trade deadline, making their push. Howie Roseman making the push, plugging those weaknesses, plugging the holes that we've addressed, that you've addressed. Hopefully it works for them. We'll talk. Eagles also had a bye. Jets had a bye. Nice little break for you. For me, it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
I know you enjoy the stress-free week of football because it's nice to have a break for you. For me, it didn't matter. I stopped watching the Jets anyway. The Giants, well, for the delusional Giants fans out there, which I think according to you, it's what, 98%, 99%?
Probably not that high, but probably like 80-something percent.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
For those delusional fans, Giants fans that thought they still had a chance this season, now you could put that to rest. So we'll talk about what the Giant fan has to look forward to going forward. And talking about delusional fans, Knicks fans are panicking. They're 3-3. They had a 3-game losing streak. They got swept on their 3-game road trip, and they were 2-3. They won a game on Sunday, and they're actually playing as we're recording this on Monday night right now. Whether they're 3-4 or 4-3, it's ridiculous to panic. So we'll talk about that. Knicks fans are losing their minds, including some fans that I would not expect it. So, yeah. And then for most normal baseball fans, you included, dude, the Major League Baseball season's over. The Dodgers won the World Series, right?
Yeah.
But for crazy fans like me, I look at it as the start of the offseason.
Yes.
So, I want to touch on some stuff, but we're not going to get too into it because I know you get bored by the all the contractual roster building stuff. I know if I start talking about qualifying offers, you're not going to really engage much in that conversation. Arbitration, pre-arbitration, arbitration. Yeah, I know you love that. Mutual options, you really love diving into that.
Cash considerations. What else?
All right.
Players to be named later. All right, go ahead.
Let's start with the Eagles. You good with that?
Sure. Well, hey, hold on. I just want to say.
Oh, hey.
Before we get into anything, I have to do my. I guess we can call it my annual point, which is Halloween's great, Christmas is great. Do not disrespect Thanksgiving. Everyone is jumping right from Halloween to Christmas, and it is not okay. Thanksgiving is great, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves for trying to skip it. I know you're with me on that. That's one thing we can agree on.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is probably my favorite holiday. It's probably one of the very few holidays I actually like to celebrate and acknowledge as happening. So, yeah, I like Halloween. All right. I mean, Thanksgiving. I said Halloween. I meant Thanksgiving. I don't like Halloween.
Yeah. I didn't think you did.
Yeah, no. Okay. Eagles. Let's talk trades. So the Eagles have made a lot of trades. They made some trades earlier in the season as well, but leading up to this deadline, which by the time this is posted, the deadline will have passed. So maybe the Eagles will have made some more moves, but they have plugged some holes via trade and Brandon Graham, coming back out of retirement as well. So
Yep.
let's talk about trades. Tell me what you think. Jair Alexander.
Jalen Phillips. And then your boy from the Jets.
Why am I blanking on my boy from the Jets? Oh, the Michael
the corner.
Carter. Yeah, the
Michael
nickelback.
Carter,
Michael Carter, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So they really needed a couple things. We've been talking about it. You've been talking about it since the start of the season, really, since the Eagles preview that we did before the season, that they didn't have a good number 2 corner. They needed help with safety. They really needed a lot of help in the secondary. That's clearly been the case as the season has progressed. It's been their biggest weakness. And then their pass rush, they lost a couple pieces on that line. And Nolan Smith's been out with an injury. He's going to come back, right? But they have not a typical strength of this franchise has not been a strength this year. So they needed to address that. And then they trade some draft picks. They trade in the Phillips trade. The Dolphins are eating most of the contract. So to get the player and get out of the contract, or have the Dolphins pick up most of the contract, the Eagles had to give up. They paid for that with a 3rd round pick. Other than that, they're not giving up a crazy amount in these deals. They traded a receiver and like a 6th round pick to the Jets for a 7th round pick and Michael Carter. So what are your thoughts? Are you happy with the aggressiveness of Howie Roseman? Do you feel comfortable with the roster now going forward? Do you want more? What are your overall thoughts?
I feel great. I think, there was definitely, we just needed some bodies back there, specifically on the defensive line. Just a lot of these guys were dropping like flies. Nolan Smith was hurt, and then Ojulari comes in, he gets hurt. Just a lot of bodies who weren't available. So, yeah, they signed Brandon Graham. That was great, but it certainly wasn't going to be like the move. But yeah, I think going into the deadline, they needed help at edge, and they needed help in their secondary, specifically that second cornerback slot. And that's what they got. I think the 2 guys are like great, kind of low risk, like potentially high upside trades, and that's great. And then this guy, Jalen Phillips, I don't know much about him, to be completely honest with you, but from what I've read today, he seems to be a pretty impactful player when he's on the field. His issue is just staying healthy. He played for Vic Fangio when he was the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins a couple years ago. Vic Fangio, who is extremely blunt and honest at the podium, almost to a fault, speaks very highly of this kid. So that makes me feel pretty good, because he will have no problem like telling you that he doesn't think a player is that good if that's the case, if he doesn't really like the player that much. So I don't really. So it's interesting with the NFL trade deadline. I don't really have I don't really get my hopes up as much, just because I don't know. I feel like a lot of the trades, just the impact is not there, and I don't know if it's because it's tough to learn a new system, like when you're coming over mid-season or whatever the case is. But I feel like a lot of these mid-season trades, the Eagles have made so many over the years, and really the only one that I can remember like making a serious positive impact is Jay Ajayi back in 2017.
Oh yeah.
But he was great for the Eagles. That was his the last run of his career, basically. His knees were never the same after that year. But so I don't have high expectations. I think they're good, solid, at the very least, like depth pieces. And hopefully one of the 2 corners is like serviceable. I don't expect them to come in there and be locked down, but just be serviceable. Hopefully, I know Michael Carter was playing opposite of Sauce Gardner, but hopefully not being the number 1 guy takes a little bit of pressure off them. They have a little bit more favorable matchups, and they play better. So I think it's great. They're getting a lot of their bodies back. They're well rested. They're starting to click. They were the past couple games before the bye week. They have a couple of really tough games coming up here, so I'm super excited to see where things line up. But overall, I think they're like in a really good spot. They had needs, they addressed the needs, and the other thing that's exciting is like now all of a sudden, they went from having like two, like one and a half, like decent edges to now they have, they have a plethora of, they don't have any Miles Garrett's or Micah Parsons, but they have a really good handful of solid guys on the defensive line, which is great because now that gives them the ability to rotate guys in and out,
Yep.
keep them fresh as the games go on, and that has been sort of the style that the Eagles have had success over the past, decade or so. A lot of really big, strong defensive linemen, waves of guys coming in and out, so that at the end of the fourth quarter, the pass rush is healthy, they're ready to go. I'm excited, man. I hope that they have a really good second half here, and I'm feeling pretty good. This bye week was like, I mean, it couldn't have gone any better for the Eagles, unless the Cardinals are playing the Cowboys tonight as we record this. So if somehow they're able to pull that off, then it would just be the best bye week ever. We got the Giants lost, Washington lost.
Ever.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, with all the trades, that they made, the guys are getting healthy. All of the contenders in the NFC, not all of them, but the Packers, the Lions, the Commanders.
Yep.
So
the Commanders even a contender at this point. But yeah, I agree with your point. A lot of the top teams in the NFC lost. That's your point. I just only should throw the Commanders in there. But
not anymore. No, they're officially done. Who could have seen it?
If anything, the Seahawks are a contender, and they won.
Yes, without a doubt.
So Jalen Phillips, first round pick in 2021, I believe, maybe 2020. He had like a really good start to his career, then signed the big contract, but in 2023, I think he tore his Achilles in, was it 23 or 24? I don't remember. It was
23.
It was 23. So he played 8 games in 23, tore his Achilles, played 4 games at the end of 2024, started 3. He's had injuries the last couple of years, but this year he's played in all 9 games. So hopefully you're getting a player that's past the torn Achilles recovery and has his best ahead of him. What about Jair Alexander? I know. Like you texted me, like, is he still good? And I was like, I really don't know. Like I haven't seen him in any of like the advanced metrics I look. He hasn't popped up in any of them, so he hasn't stood out to me. I don't know. I know he's also had injuries. He's a little bit older now, right? How old is Jair Alexander?
I don't think so. I mean, I think he's still. I don't think he's past 30 yet. But he was. If I'm not mistaken, he was very good as recently as last year. I think he was like the Packers' #1 corner last year. And he's had some injuries this year and last year. But hopefully he can pull it together. But again, it's like they gave up nothing for him, so it's like I'm totally okay with taking these little swings on guys. Yeah, a 6th-round pick. Who cares?
But if he was really that good, he probably wouldn't be available for a 6th-round pick. Like it's either the injury, the injuries, the contract, or just not very good. But maybe it's just the injuries and contract with him. So no one really. It's hard to make a lot of impactful moves contract wise with the salary caps in season. That's part of the reason why you don't see a lot of, like, usually when players are traded around the deadline in the NFL, like you were saying before, is not usually not huge impact, is because it's either someone that's on the decline, not very good, has injury problems. Like it's not usually a player that's like on the rise in their prime playing great, because it's hard. Teams are hesitant to give that player away, and it's usually costs a lot.
Yeah, I mean, these 2 corners, though, it's like, hey, maybe they just maybe they're going to do well in this scheme. Maybe they're going to get healthy. Maybe they're just, again, taking a little bit of pressure off of them. Can help. I think one of these 2 corners can be serviceable, is what I think. Yeah. So they got 2.
A couple of years ago, Michael Carter was really good with the Jets. He was really good. I mean, he was their number 3 corner, but he was really good. He's fallen off, but I don't think it's far-fetched to expect him to be a very good player with the Eagles. Like, it's not.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, I don't even, Do I want him to? Sure, but I don't think they need him to be a very good player. I think they need someone who is competent, who is serviceable, who's not a Dory Jackson. And I mean, nothing can get worse than, I mean, never say never, but I find it hard to believe that either of these two guys are going to be worse than what they currently have. So the fact that there's upside and the fact that they, again, brought these guys in for nothing is great. And I don't know how anybody can be mad at anything that's going on.
No,
And
why would you
people
be
aren't.
upset?
No, people aren't. But
People-
although I will say, man, that third round pick really hurts, dude. There's a right guard from Arkansas right now. I have him graded as a first rounder,
okay.
and I was really hoping that the Eagles could steal him in the third.
Well, they
But,
have a third round pick still, so there you go.
yeah.
That was their
So
second.
here's the
That was
thing.
their later of them. Yeah.
That is so. That's the one noteworthy thing about this trade is that I don't think that Howie Roseman has ever made. This is the biggest asset in terms of draft capital that he has ever given up during the season in a trade. He's never given up a
Well, that
third
makes
rounder
sense.
before.
It's not very common for teams to give up more than a third round pick.
Yeah, so
in season.
I thought that was pretty shocking, especially because this guy's contract is up this year. So it's a third rounder for essentially a half a year rental. Now maybe they re-sign him, of course, and whatever the case may be after that. But as it stands right now, they gave up a third rounder for someone that they're going to have for 10 games. So just interesting. It's not something that you typically see Philadelphia do very often. Now, they have a crap load of picks, so they're a little bit expendable for the Eagles, so they can afford to, take a little bit of a bigger swing with this, but it is just kind of interesting that they paid such a high price for this kid.
Yeah, well, they're paying the high price not just for the player, for the Dolphins to eat a lot of the money, because that's really what they're paying. High. If you're taking on the contract, you're giving up like a 6th or 7th round pick, but you're paying the draft capital for the Dolphins to eat a good portion of that money.
Well, he's a free agent after this year, I think.
Yeah, but for this year.
Oh,
so
I see.
I don't think they would have been able to fit it into the cap.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I've seen I didn't I saw something around like 75% the Dolphins are eating, or maybe even more than that. I haven't seen the official number, but yeah, so that's kind of what you're looking at. It's not just the player, it's the contract.
So come on, give me his hurry rate and his his PFF score.
So you know what's funny about the PFF score? I've been looking into this. I don't really know how they're calculated. I'm pretty sure it's people just like watching, like looking back and like watching plays and putting on a grade, like a subjective grade for each play. I don't think like it means something. Like people they have a bunch of people doing it, but I don't know if that's something that really should be used in your in analysis. I don't really. It's hard to. I don't. He doesn't jump off in any of these advanced metrics. But again, this is a guy that's still has been making his way back from a torn Achilles. Like it takes a while for guys to get back. So, plus the Dolphins are just a mess right now. I mean,
yeah. I mean, listen. Hopefully, he's just. I mean, athletes are human, right? So imagine going to play for the Dolphins and your team sucks. Like it's probably a little rejuvenating to go to a contending team, a well-run organization. Hopefully that's exciting for the guy and that he could thrive. I feel good because I don't think Fangio, like obviously I'm sure they kind of, he's put his stamp of approval on this guy. So I'm excited to see him play. They're going to need him.
And then what about Brandon Graham?
Yeah, I think he's just going to be another body. I don't expect too much from him, although last year before he got hurt, he was playing very well. He obviously came back for the Super Bowl. He only played I think 3 or 4 snaps in the Super Bowl. He did draw a holding call, which is pretty much all he did that whole game, but he hasn't played ever since. So I don't know. Does he he says that he's still got some left in the tank. And yeah, last year around this time of year, he was playing great. Actually, the game that he got hurt in was like one of the best games of his career. He was all over the field. He had like, I think he had sacked Matt Stafford 2 times that game. He was awesome. He's also very good against the run too for an edge rusher. So yeah, not expecting much. I'm just kind of expecting him to be a little bit of a snap count eater, if you will, kind of like an innings eater in baseball. But yeah, he'll be part of the rotation. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll make a couple plays here and there, but again, he's not going to be Myles Garrett.
I mean, were you surprised by this, or were you like, was this being rumored that this was a possibility for a while?
I was a little surprised by. I heard it was a rumor for a little bit there. I didn't think it would happen, but where there's smoke, there's fire, and apparently he has actually spoken about this on his own podcast where he said he kind of wasn't sure. So last year they win the Super Bowl. He's not exactly sure if they want to retire, and they kind of like mutually agreed to have him retire. Like, I think from my understanding, it was kind of like hey, like, we just won the Super Bowl and you're very old and your contract's up and like this is the direction we're going kind of thing. Not like
Oh, I see.
and he agreed to it, and that apparently they asked him to come back like right before the season started, and he told them no. And then they signed Zadarius Smith, and then he retired out of nowhere. And then he basically said like, all right, that's kind of my cue.
Okay.
And then
right.
then he came back. He's been practicing, and I'm sure he will probably make his season debut on Monday night.
All right. Jalen Phillips, by the way, I have something for you.
Okay.
He take this for however you want to take it. He leads the Dolphins this year with 27 total pressures, 8 more than next closest, which is Bradley Chubb, who is being rumored and may get moved before the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 4 games, Phillips has generated 18 pressures on just 80 pass rushes, good for a league high 22.5% pressure rate, minimum 50 pass rushes. Oh, wow!
All right, dude, let's go.
That's so. I take that as a positive. I think that should be exciting.
I've always said I believe in all PFF things.
Well, that's not PFF.
No, whatever.
That's not
so here's the thing. This might be foolish. I am expecting him to be the best edge rusher on the team he plays.
No, I think that's realistic. I think,
and it's not saying much. I don't think that they have like super great edges right now. I think they have a bunch of guys who are fine. But yeah, I'm expecting this guy again. Especially he's got history with Fangio. He knows how to play in the system, and apparently he's at least pretty good. So yeah, I think it'll be good. I hope that he can stay healthy and make a really positive impact.
All right. Do you want to?
When he was at UCLA, dude.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people, people were excited. His speed going around the right, especially when he lines up on the right hand side when he was at UCLA. Yeah, he was really good. I knew he'd be a good pro. I knew he'd be good. Yeah. Everybody knew. Good. Yeah.
Anything else on the Eagles? You want to talk a bit about the Monday night game coming up?
Yeah, I mean it's a big game. It's one that we've had circled on the calendar for a little bit here. Don't really know what to make of the Packers. I think they're very good, but they seem to be a little inconsistent. Like, I feel like they have these stretches or games every year where they kind of just look like crap. When they lose, they lose these like almost inexcusable games. It's very interesting. They come out and so I don't think the Panthers are as bad as everyone else does. If you recall, one of my bold predictions this year was that they were going to finish with an above 500 record, and right now they're 5-4. But I mean, the Packers were just so bad in that game yesterday. I mean, they couldn't move the ball. Their defense played really well, but they could not move the ball at all. And you think back to like the Browns game that they lost to Cleveland. Like they go through these stretches where their offense seems to really struggle. And I picked them to make it to the Super Bowl even before the Parsons trade happened, and then they get the Parsons trade, and now you're feeling really good about your pick. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think the Eagles are probably the better team. If all these guys all these reinforcements are coming and everybody's healthy and they're clicking, but still, just Lambeau's a really tough place to play, and Packers are probably pissed off, a little embarrassed after their performance yesterday. So it should be a good game. I mean, it's obviously going to be a very, very big game for the final standings of the year.
Yeah, I agree. No Tucker Kraft. He's out for the year. He tore his ACL. So one of their biggest weapons.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine without him.
Okay. Giants? Want to talk Giants?
Sure. Yeah. Dart still very good.
Dart played really well. The receiving core
is great.
Sucks. They just drop a lot of passes. But yeah, I think the question, the Giants season's over, right? You agree? The season's over, right?
Yes.
It was over. We know it was over before this game, but in the open, I alluded to delusional Giants fans that thought that, still had hope. Now hope is lost, right? There's no Giants fan out there that thinks they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, when I say no, and obviously there's a handful.
No, there's not, because their schedule doesn't get any easier. It's they still have to play the Lions and the Packers and the Bears. Like their schedule is still very hard.
That was like a Wizard of Oz reference right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you, pop culture.
Look at me.
Who says you don't know pop culture, man?
Yeah, that's not even pop culture. That's way too old to be pop culture.
Yeah.
So, what do Giants fans have to look forward to going forward? Well, if you were a Giants fan, or you're talking to a Giants fan that you don't hate, and you're they're getting your opinion on why would I watch this team? What should I what should they be looking for? What is it? Just let's watch Jackson Dart and see how he plays throughout the season, and if he plays well, I'm excited. I don't care about the result. Is it are you rooting for losses to get a better pick? What do you think Giants fans should be looking for, rooting for, and caring about?
So, all right, I'm going to be a little hypocritical here, but because I don't do this, I understand the logic of it. But if I'm a Giants fan, which I never would be, but let's say if the Eagles, if my team was in a position like them right now, yeah, I would root for Dart I would root for exactly yesterday, Dart to look really well, then be pretty competitive for the most part, and then lose in the end. That's a perfect, and Dart stays healthy. That is the perfect recipe. It's the perfect formula of what you want for the remainder of the season. You want to get a high draft pick. You want to get your guys back and healthy. You want to build an offensive line. And that's what you have to look forward to. You want to stay in last place, so you get a higher draft pick. You get an easier schedule next year. You get your guys coming back. The one thing that I will say, I think I would also be on the lookout for Abdul Carter, to see if he's any good. He hasn't. I mean, the games that I've watched, he hasn't really popped off the screen for me. I know Burns has been doing really well, and he's probably playing a role in that, but I just don't know. He should get traded. I think that's what I was gonna say. If I'm the Giants, I am 1,000% trading Dexter Lawrence by tomorrow. No question, because their defense just isn't that good, and their pass rush.
What if you only get what if you get a 4th round pick? You gonna trade him? You know what I mean? It depends on what you're being offered.
I mean, he should warrant something a little bit higher than that, but yeah, I would, because their defense just isn't very good. So, I mean, if I'm the Giants, I'm keeping Dart, keeping Neighbors, I'm keeping Carter. and everyone else is kind of fair game. Yeah, I'm doing everything I can because the defensive line is not good. So
No,
I know
most of
a
the
lot
roster
of
is not good.
people, right? But well, here's the thing: going into the year, nobody thought Dart was going to be this good. People had, they had some
Hope.
optimism, I would say, but nobody
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
he
yeah.
would be this good, especially this fast. So, but going into the year, the talk was, well, the defensive line, the pass rush is going to be so good that like they're going to be competitive, specifically because of the pass rush, and like that just hasn't been the case. They have been competitive, and that's great, but it's got nothing to do with the pass rush. The pass rush stinks. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not married to Dexter Lawrence or Brian Burns. Um, I'd probably see what I could get for a couple of my you know, better veteran players. And then, yeah, I develop Dart and hope for a high draft pick and take it from there. But I think they do have a bright future. The stars are aligning for them to have a good offseason and be competitive next year. But I still think that there are some things that they should do, tinker with in season, specifically at this trade deadline to speed
Yeah,
up that process a little bit.
I don't know about
And
if
they got to get
trading
rid of the
Dexter
coach. I mean,
Lawrence.
the coach is an idiot. I mean, he is so stupid. He just is. He's just not a good coach. He's just not. He never has been. Like they went
But
to the
dude,
playoffs in 2022, and
no,
they
he's
had a
you're.
negative point differential, and they were awful, and they made the
But you're
playoffs
missing what
somehow.
he's
It's
done.
like,
Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard why he's such a good coach? Look at Josh Allen play. Haven't you heard?
oh right.
I mean,
Josh
if a
Allen,
quarterback's
who
really good,
got
it must
better
be the
when the yeah
it must be
yeah
it must be the coach he's working with. There's no other
yeah
explanation.
yeah the coach who
It's always so
who
funny.
when that coach left is like when he really took off too. That's like
No, he. I mean, he broke out with Dayball as the QB coach or OC. But either way,
yeah
it's a ridiculous.
yeah
It's just like it's ridiculous. It's like to think that
yeah.
this guy's going to be a good head coach because a quarterback became really good. Like
Yeah.
it's just a
Wait,
crazy
you know who else he coached? Take a guess.
Daniel
Another
Jones,
great quarterback. No, another great
Daniel, Jo-
quarterback that he was the
not Daniel
offensive
Jones.
coordinator for. No. Nope.
Oh, he's the
Well,
offensive
I
coordinator
guess
for
technically, yeah.
Tyrod Taylor.
Want me to tell you?
Yeah, who?
That guy right there, Mr. Jalen Hurts. He was the offensive coordinator at Alabama when Hurts was the quarterback there.
Oh, so you really owe Dayball
Yeah,
so much
I know.
appreciation,
I know. I
gratitude.
love Dayball. I love Dayball. I love
Oh,
Demaras. I love Joe Shane. Like
of course you do.
long live these guys. They're great. Keep them there
Anyone who
forever.
is at the helm of the Giants being bad, you love.
Yes, yes. I loved Gettleman. I loved
Okay,
what was that?
we get
McAdoo.
it. We
Remember
get.
him?
Oh yeah, of course.
Ben McAdoo. Yeah.
One and done, coach. I don't know if
But
they
yeah,
should trade
no,
Dexter
they have
Lawrence.
to get rid of Dayball. I mean, the
I don't
team
think they're going
hates
to get
each
rid
other.
of him. Wait, hold on. I don't
I
think they're going
hope
to get rid of
not.
him. If Jackson Dart's progressing like this, I don't think they are going to get rid of him.
I mean, they're 2-7.
I know,
Like
but
2-7, and you can't use injuries
no. Well, hold on. To
as
be
an
fair, though,
excuse. Look how injured the 49ers were yesterday, and they
But-
kicked the crap out of them.
but dude, don't you think that front office, that ownership, they objectively looked at the roster going into the season and said, "We're not ready to compete yet. The schedule is really tough. We're looking for the team to show improvements. We're looking to see how Jackson Dart looks, like things like that. Like, I just feel like, they're 2-7. We're going to fire the coach. Like, what did you expect with the roster and the schedule? So I don't know if I would fire the coach because of that. I'm not saying they shouldn't fire. I'm just saying because of that. I wouldn't look at. I think this has kind of been a successful season for the coaching staff.
You think it's been successful?
Yeah. What did you? They're terrible.
I
It's a
don't
bad
know,
roster with a tough schedule. Their rookie quarterback looks really good. I don't know what else you could expect. Their offense in general looks good. Like they have had injuries
but
and they still look
look
pretty
at,
good. I don't know.
I don't know. Every team has injuries. I
Yeah,
mean,
but not every
okay,
team.
so
Not
so
all
so
injuries are equal.
Dart
Just
looks
because.
good. Okay, but Dart looks good. You know who else looks good? Daniel Jones
Yeah.
looks really good.
Yeah.
And that guy
Yeah.
was in the building. I mean, is that not like the biggest indictment on this coaching staff? Is that Daniel Jones leaves and he's now an MVP candidate? Like, same thing with Saquon Barkley. Like, the
I
guy is
think
just not a good
that
coach. We have
okay, well, the
enough
Saquon
evidence
Barkley
to
thing.
tell us
I
that
mean,
he's not a good coach.
the Saquon Barkley part is. I mean, the Daniel Jones. I think it's a good conversation to have. Good question. The Saquon thing is just like. I mean, he went to a team with a great offensive line and great offensive players, and he's amazing. So he became amazing. He performed amazing. It wasn't like he wasn't really good with the Giants. He was just. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not trying to defend Brian Daboll. I'm just saying that
Sounds like you
if
are. Sounds like you're a Dayball guy, dude.
no. If I'm evaluating this coaching staff that led by the head coach, I'm not going to say, well, they're 2-7. He's been bad. That's what I'm saying. That's not
Hold
part.
on.
That's just not part of my
okay.
analysis.
Not they're 2-7. He's been bad, but they're 2-7 for the third straight year.
Yeah.
And he's been really bad for 3 straight years.
If I'm the owner, I'm saying the general manager has to go and let the new general manager decide who the coach is. That's what I would do, because I think the issue is the roster.
Yeah, both.
Not the,
both. I think they both.
Well, it might be both. And if the new GM, the new GM would probably want his own coach anyway.
Sure. Okay, we can agree. The only reason why Daboll has a job is because they went to the playoffs in 2022 and they won a playoff game. And again, we've talked about this on this podcast many times. That 2022 season was like the biggest fluke. However many games they won season, like in the history of football. They had a gigantic negative point differential, and they were bad, and they won a playoff game because they went up against the other like worst like one possession lucky ass win team you've ever seen.
It was also one playoff game. It was one game. It was
super fluky.
It was. I agree. They weren't a good team.
That's the only reason why he has a job right now. Literally the only reason. And
I'm not even disagreeing. Like, I don't disagree.
That's not grounds for keeping someone around for this long.
I agree with all that. I'm not saying I don't think he should have been the coach going forward, going into this season. I'm just saying that if you're going to bring him back going into this season, I wouldn't look at the results and of the win-loss results and the way that I wouldn't look at it as like, oh, this is like what did you expect? Is my point. Like what if they had a different coach? If they had Nick Sirianni, what would their record be? Really? Maybe one more win, maybe
3-6.
Like, okay, yeah, like I don't. Maybe you're right. I don't know. The point is, like, this is just a bad roster. I wouldn't evaluate it. Now you want to throw in everything else and say that's part of the evaluation. All those previous years, that's fine. But I wouldn't evaluate it based on this season and say, oh yeah, no, we have to move on.
Okay,
let's talk Knicks, and not Knicks. Knicks fans. We're not going to spend too much time talking about the NBA. 5, 6, 7 games into the season. It's just. I can't just analyze and react to a few games in an 82 game season. So,
okay.
But Knicks fans can. My fellow Knicks fans can.
Okay.
They are so upset.
No, they're not. Come on.
The Knicks started 2-0. They didn't look great. And then they went on a road trip. They lost 3 straight games. They lost all 3 games on the road trip. And Knicks fans are panicking. Oh, we should have fired Tibbs. Oh, Mike Brown's not the answer. Oh, what's wrong with Cat? On WFAN, I was listening to a few minutes, and they were like, I just think they need to trade Cat.
Oh, he's too soft.
Knicks fans, you guys have to relax. First off, last year they started 5-6. All right. They have a new coach who's employing a completely new type of system. They're playing like 11 and 12 players. Relax. It's going to be okay. I'm not even slightly concerned about the Knicks. Not even slightly. I think they're going to be a 50-plus win team. They're going to be great. And it's not about how they look now. They haven't looked good. I understand it's frustrating watching the games, but it's about how they look 4 months from now. It doesn't matter how they look now. So that's it. I mean, Knicks fans are just stop being ridiculous. Just stop being ridiculous. They're really upset.
Yeah, I mean, if any Knicks fans are actually, there's no way people are actually concerned.
No, they are. They're actually concerned.
I mean, even I
Yeah,
wouldn't be concerned this early into the
because
year.
but
You
this
could
is
be
what they say.
annoyed. Like you
No,
can
they
be
say
annoyed, but you can't be concerned.
they're actually concerned. It's because of the way they look. Dude, this is where it's like it's not that just they're losing. It's that the people are worried that they're shooting too many threes, which is like, no, we want them to shoot more threes. Because and one of my closest friends, who's a Knicks fan, he's like he seems to be really worried about them shooting too many threes. Like he'll text me like, oh, they're going to live
Is he
by a three.
watching the games
Of
except for
course,
when they fall? But yeah, but when they fall behind, does he turn them off and then
no. Oh no, no,
check the score later? No, okay.
no. So they want to. The lack of 3-point shooting last year held this offense back. They didn't shoot enough threes. You don't have to worry about this team shooting twos. They have a bunch of guys who that's their preference and that's what they're best at. So they can always go back to shooting twos. Like Brunson, Bridges, OG, these guys these guys don't want to shoot threes. We need Mike Brown to convince them that they need to shoot threes and get in the habit of shooting more threes. Because 3 points is more than 2 points. I know it's crazy, right? Crazy concept.
I know. I do. Yeah.
Yeah, Knicks fans relax. I don't really have much else to say other than that. It's like it's a new coach, it's a new system, it's a few games. I mean, it's crazy. They're really upset though. Really upset.
What's wrong with these people, man?
They had it's just they were so excited for the season. They have such high expectations. They win their first 2 games, and then it's like I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's shocking, man. Yeah. Cue the Aaron Rodgers RELAX sounder, dude.
Yeah. I deleted that a while ago. When did I play that? Was it when you were talking about the Eagles? When did I play that?
I think it was talking about the Jets.
Oh, like after maybe when they lost their first game of the season against
the 49ers.
Who was that against?
Yeah.
Against the 49ers, that's right. Look at your memory.
See that?
You love the 49ers, don't you now?
I actually hate the 49ers.
I know you hate them.
Beat the Giants? Yeah.
Yeah. You're rooting for the 49ers yesterday,
Mac
right?
Jones, go. Of course. Hell yeah. It was great.
But even though
Mac Jones slinging it. Mac Jones is like 15 for 15 at one point.
Oh, wait a second, though. Wouldn't it have been better for the Eagles if the Giants won?
I'm not really concerned about the 49ers.
All right. Good answer. Mac Jones.
They're the third best team in that division. So
okay. The MLB offseason has begun.
Your favorite time of year, hot stove.
I love the MLB offseason. I don't like how
they call it
slow.
Hot stove?
I don't know, and also it's a very silly term because
it sounds ridiculously stupid.
It's very stupid.
Yeah.
What is cold stove? Who why you don't need to say hot stove. We can just assume it's hot.
Yes. But why is it hot stove?
Turned off stove.
What about baseball off-season specifically? Like no other off-season, they don't call it NFL hot stove.
You know what's funny about that? If anything,
baseball.
If anything, baseball is the coldest stove off season because the NBA, NFL, NHL, like the free agency is like it happens like in a couple of days, like it's done.
Yep.
Baseball drags on for so long. Maybe it's just because it's like the rumor mill, hot rumor mill.
Yes,
hot rumor mill.
That's a very good point.
But I do love the off season. I love the idea of like looking into rosters, thinking how to build rosters. I do like a little mini write up for a bunch of teams. I don't really do anything with other than show it to specific fans of those teams. I don't think I'm going to really bring most of them up on the podcast like I did one for the Blue Jays after they lost. I don't think it's worth. Oh, by the way, I have a thought on the Blue Jays. It's really the Blue Jays and the Yankees, though. Should I? Or should I save it?
No, do it.
All right, I'll do it.
We can talk game.
I'm not really.
We didn't. You and I haven't talked about it.
Well, it's not real. Well, you didn't watch. I know you didn't watch that game.
I actually way too watched late for you. Like the entire thing. No, I watched. The first 9 innings. I fell asleep after like the 9th inning.
Oh, so you didn't watch the whole thing.
Like the entire. I mean, I watched
But weren't you like engaged like at that point to like not go to sleep? Like oh, this is like you weren't stimulated enough by that game.
It was late, but it was a great game. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. It had
If there was
everything. It had all the
a
makings.
great
It
game,
had great
great
defensive
series.
plays and plays at the plate, and like, God, I hate Miguel Rojas. Because
You were
he
rooting. You
used
were
to
rooting for
kill.
the Blue Jays,
Yes.
like act like hard rooting, or you're like kind of what I don't really care that
Yeah,
much.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't. I mean, you know me. I root for greatness, but in this case, I was no. But you know me. I don't root for the dynasty. Like, I will pretty much always root for the dynasty to lose. So that's why I was rooting for Toronto, because I didn't want to see the Dodgers win again. I mean, I didn't like lose any sleep over it. Good for them. They're great. But yeah, I was rooting for the Blue Jays.
No, I think I should save my Blue Jays take. You know what? I'll just say it now. Now I might as well just say it. But I'm not really feeling like riled up by it right now, so I feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a like mellowed out take.
Well, you can always
Should
give it
I?
again.
I could always do it again.
Yeah, who cares?
So a lot of Yankees fans, Yankees content creators, want the Yankees to be like the Blue Jays. Have you seen this? Like Talking Yanks, they're doing it. A lot of
Yes.
like the Yankees need to be like the Blue Jays,
Yes.
and it's people are like adamant about it. The Yankees need to be like the Blue Jays, and like I don't think people have thought this through because the Blue Jays went into this season, right? This season coming off a last place finish last year.
hmm
I don't think Yankee fans would want that.
Oh,
They
God forbid. God
they went
forbid that happened, dude.
coming off the last place finish. They went into the season with a George Springer going into his age 36 season, coming off 2 seasons where he was slightly above and slightly below league average offensively, and a guy that can barely play the field. Hence, he didn't play since the outfield since the middle of June this year. They went into the season with a shortstop that was coming off a season in which he was so bad, his weighted runs created plus was 13% worse than Anthony Volpe's weighted runs created plus this year.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, my
But
God.
but let's be like the Blue Jays. Yankee fans want to be like the Blue Jays. They want to go into the season at a last place finish with a 36-year-old veteran as their second best player and a shortstop coming off a season that was 13% worse than what Volpe just did. Then they had their big offseason acquisitions were Trevor. I mean, Trevor. I was about to say Trevor Hoffman.
They
So they got Hoffman from the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Nice move, but just
Loser.
one reliever. Max Scherzer, 41 or 42-year-old Max Scherzer.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Santander, who they only signed because they struck out on Juan Soto, and they signed Santander to this crazy contract, and he ended up being terrible. One of the only things that didn't work out for the Blue Jays this year. They went into the season with the likes of Nathan Lucas, Anthony Barger, guys that have never performed at the major league level. Ernie Clement, who I know everybody thinks he's like some amazing player now, but he has a career of being bad and a regular season of being bad. He just happened to have a crazy hot streak. And they went into the season, again, like I'm going to keep saying, coming off being last place in the American League East, with their ace being Kevin Gausman coming off a season with a 4.5 ERA. And they had Max Scherzer, and they had 35-year-old Chris Bassett. That's their rotation. Yet, Yankee fans want to be like the Blue Jays? Like, what? And Matt, dude, can you imagine if the Yankees coming off a 94-win season, if they went to the season with that kind of question marks, with that kind of roster? Yankee fans don't want to be like the Blue Jays. They just want this result. They just want the result of this year. You don't want to be like the Blue Jays.
It's
oh
so
my
good.
God.
I know.
It's so funny.
And losing, so yeah, they want the result of winning the American League and losing to the Dodgers in the World Series. It's been so long since that happened to the Yankees that, I can understand why they'd want to be like the Blue Jays.
They want the result of everything except that final result in Game 7. But
wow,
it's just a ridiculous
dude,
thing.
You just said the magic word of Volpe. I mean, worse than Volpe. There's no way.
And I'm not comparing Bo Bichette to Volpe because like Bo Bichette's had like good seasons. He's had a career where he's a good player, like not a good player, good hitter. I'm not comparing them, but the point is, like, he went into he was coming off a season where he was that bad. He's also a terrible defensive shortstop, much worse than Volpe, not even close. So it's just funny how people want the Yankees to be like the Blue Jays. You don't. If the Yankees did that kind of offseason this year, you'd be furious.
It's so great.
You don't want them to be the Blue Jays. Okay, so that was my big thing.
Good.
The offseason so the Phillies have some major decisions coming up. They're looking at, Ranger Suarez is a free agent. He's probably gone. Kyle Schwarber's a free agent. They're going to try really hard to keep him. I expect them to, but when you have an elite hitter that goes into free agency, you never know what's going to happen. They have Harrison Bader has a mutual option, like $10 million. So he's almost definitely going to go into free agency because I think I saw this. Like the last time a mutual option was picked up, like the player and the team both picked up an option, was like 2016 or something. Just because think about it, like if you have a $10 million option, right? The Phillies are going to be like, yeah, I'm in. I want him back for $10 million. But then Bader's going to be like, why would I do that? I can sign a 3-year for $30 million contract. So it's like, it's very rarely you're going to find a situation where like they're both like, okay, yeah, let's opt in. So I guess the rotation is pretty much set. Even if you let Suarez go, right? You have, you hope Wheeler's back. You expect Wheeler to be back, right? And then Sanchez and Nola and Luzardo, and then I guess maybe Painter. Or maybe you sign some like starting pitching depth and maybe a back end starter, but the rotation's pretty set. It's really, I think the big question is, can they get off Casty? Do they just have to DFA him, eat the contract? Do they keep Schwarber? And then is there a big move out there that they could make to mix things up? Move on from Bohm, move on from Stott. I don't know, mix that up a little bit, and then JT Realmuto is a catcher. And they have to a free agent, and they have to figure out what they want to do at catcher. They want to bring him back, or go in a different direction, which I don't know what they're going to do there. But it's actually a really there's a lot going on for the Phillies, and it might make sense to make some big changes. And then the Mets have Pete Alonso as a free agent, and then they really need to bring in some proven high end starting pitching instead of relying on this pitching lab every year. The lab, and the Yankees. We'll do a Yankees offseason episode where we go in deep dive into the Yankees and everything. So I guess we'll say that for then. But that's pretty much. I'm excited for the offseason. I love the cold stove, and I'm excited to see what the Phillies do. I'm excited to see what the Yankees and Mets do, and we'll be talking about it. All right, so we're not mocking New York fans on Twitter today. New York fans are they're just too happy and too polite. Too polite. Yes. Yeah. Even the Knicks fans. But we do want to. This might be a regular segment now, or at least a common one, where we look at comments on our YouTube channel. So, can you see my screen, right? Yep.
Yes. Oh, there's a lot. Look at this.
So last week.
Oh yeah.
the big source of the comments were my Jets take, and we put out that 3-minute video of specifically a part of the episode where I gave my extremely sarcastic Jets take about how I think the season's back on and all that. I don't know how anyone could watch that and think I'm not being sarcastic. I get you don't know me, but it's just so ridiculous.
Dude, it says in the description, like, this is sarcastic rant. It says it in the description.
People are so funny.
People are like, I'm bookmarking this for next week.
Oh yeah, okay. So this one is come back to the video when the Jets are 1-8 next week.
Oh my god!
It was also funny because they were unbiased, so not
gonna come back to this video. It says,
yeah. What is bro even saying? Has he watched this team at all this season?
Yep, you definitely thought they were gonna win the Super Bowl.
And then this person,
Definitely.
you're drunk.
You should
Oh my
comment and say
god.
yes, I was. Yes, I
Oh, I
am.
was plastered. I drank so much. I was so excited that the Jets were
Yeah.
back. This is actually my friend from college that just commented rage bait.
Yeah. Well, he nailed it.
Spider Dog 07. This one's good. The funny part is I've heard your Justin Fields take in quotations for some reason.
Yeah.
Unironically online, almost like the past 6 games didn't happen. You can hope that a player turns it around, but you also need to be honest with the evaluations. So I replied to this.
What did you reply? Yeah.
You didn't see this?
No.
We are happy that you've seen our clips go around. The funny part is that you missed the actual funny part. This is 100% sarcastic. I'm making fun of the Jets.
Nice. So
Which is the funny part.
I love
it is the funny part.
I like what he says. It's almost as if the last 6 games didn't happen, and it's like, yeah, it's almost as if he's joking. Like, what?
So funny.
It's almost as if he's being sarcastic. Yeah.
And then we got one on the main episode. Now, again, if you can't, if you're just on audio, this person commented on the main episode, which was Eagles humiliate Giants, Jets win, comedy, Bryce Harper drama, Knicks Sixer reactions, and this person at J Mitchell JC8RP. Just like the Giants embarrassed the Eagles 2 weeks ago with their practice squad guys on a rookie quarterback playing in his 4th game. I wouldn't take a victory lap, Eagle Nation. The refs got you win. The refs got you
pal.
were.
Okay.
WIR.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And he's right. As we talked about, the refs did get them that
right.
win.
It was all the refs. Yep.
Yeah, and you did take a little bit of a victory lap in general last week. And for all your teams, you were very, very happy.
Oh, I was beaming. I still am. Everything's great. Everything's still really great.
That's good.
Yeah.
I should probably stop sharing this. All right, last thing, and let's get out of here. Let's do some subscriber questions. We have 3. What's that say?
Cardinals are up 9-0 over Dallas right now.
I hope Marvin Harrison didn't score.
They probably kicked 3 field goals. So
no, they probably
did.
They didn't kick 3 field goals. They probably missed an extra point.
Now it's 10-0. So I must have just looked at that before they kicked the extra point. So
yeah.
Marvin Harrison 4-yard touchdown.
Are you serious?
Marvin Harrison has 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh no! Oh no! That sucks when you lose your fantasy matchup on Monday night.
Oh God, yeah.
Not to you, not in our league. I already beat you.
Okay. Oh, that was you? Yeah, you kicked my ass.
Yeah. All right. Subscriber questions. We have 3 of them. I want you to answer the first one. At Philly Diehard 21, did the Eagles, or do the Eagles trades make them the Super Bowl favorite?
No, I don't think so. The favorite? No. Like betting wise, probably not. But I think it gives them a much better chance at making the Super Bowl and winning it. I think the NFC is. Some people say it's wide open. I don't know that it's wide open, but they're definitely one of the best teams in the NFC. And if they can
they're the best team in the NFC.
If they can get the 1 seed and get all these guys back healthy and play to the level that they were playing before this bye week, then absolutely they should be considered one of the favorites. I don't know if I would say that they're like the clear-cut favorite.
Well, this person
right
put the in quotation, so he was specifically asking if they're the or the favorite. I agree with you though. I wouldn't call them like the favorite, but they're definitely among the top 3 or 4 favorites in the NFL.
Yeah, so if is it the favorite, the number 1 favorite, then probably not.
Is there a number one favorite, though? I would say no.
No, I mean they're one of the 2 or 3, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's the Rams,
I
it's
agree.
them, it's the Bucks.
No,
I
the
don't know
Bucks
who
aren't.
you
The
really
Bucks aren't.
trust. I don't know who you trust out of the AFC at this point. Maybe the Broncos. The Broncos aren't super scary.
I still think the Chiefs are probably, even though
I do too, man.
They're barely in a playoff spot, but I still think the Chiefs are probably the best team in the AFC.
I do too. I actually don't think they're in a playoff spot right now. I think they're the 8th seed right now.
Yeah, well, they will. They'll make the playoffs, though.
Oh,
I don't think that's. They'll probably win the division.
They'll probably go right back to the Super Bowl.
Probably.
I really think so, dude. I'm not joking.
I mean, I think they're better this year than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At Blue and Orange Hope, nice name. What's a fair level of concern for the Knicks fans right now?
Scale of 1 to 10? 1.
None. 1, yeah. There is the fair level right now is to not be concerned. We talked about this. We had this segment, but yeah, don't be concerned. All right. 20 games in, we could start to make some analysis.
Yeah, I think it's like when the calendar year is over and like in January. That's like when I'm starting to really get a feel for my NBA team.
Well, I think concern would start before then,
though. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, the point is not right now. The fair amount of concern is 0. Don't be concerned. Enjoy the games.
Agreed.
At Broad Street Bombs, which front office will have the better MLB offseason? Yankees, Mets, or Phillies?
Oh, so Yankees, I guess it's without a doubt.
Well,
are you kidding?
How do you? Well, no, I am. No, are you kidding? What's better? What does better even mean?
I'm not kidding.
No, what does better even mean?
Better is the team that always has an insanely good offseason every year.
No,
that's who I'm
but
picking.
Hold on a second. Is it who will have a better roster going to next season? Is that makes it better, or who will improve the roster that the most in the offseason? Because the Yankees don't have much improvement needed. So
that's a good.
I don't know. I think it has to be the Mets.
You could argue that none of the teams have much to be improved. I mean, the Mets should have been a lot better than they were this past year, right? The Phillies were a good team.
I don't know. I think the Mets have a huge amount of improvement to do. Their whole rotation. They need an ace. They need a reliable mid rotation starter. They have Edwin Diaz as a free agent. They have Pete Alonso as a free agent. They have a lot of decisions to make. I think the Mets need to do a lot of stuff this offseason. And I think the Phillies, there's the potential for significant changes. So I think the potential is there for them to improve a lot, or to at least make a lot of noise. And where I feel like the Yankees, I look at the Yankees roster and their salary situation, I don't see much happening. Like the Yankees' number one thing is bring Cody Bellinger back. So I think it depends how you look at it.
But then they'll end up getting some MVP for a low level prospect.
Well, my answer to this question is the Mets.
Okay, mine's the Yankees.
Well, yeah,
and my reason is because they always do it, because they always have a great offseason. So why would I expect anything different?
They should be like the Blue Jays, though. Just do whatever the Blue Jays are doing. Just mimic that.
Sign Springer, sign Bregman, right? Bregman opted out of his contract, so get him. Let's see. Get Verlander. Just get a bunch of old, a bunch of old has-beens. And you'll be good.
All
Chris
right.
Bryant's probably lurking around somewhere, right? Javi Baez.
Starting shortstop for the Tigers still.
Yeah.
Somehow. All right. That's it.
That's it, man.
Fun episode.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Please give us a like. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sis, that Brad unite. Philly and Y